Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tom Plays Factorio for absolute beginners. We have just finished researching defenders. And we're also working on another iron mine. So we're going to want to clear that base, so the plan is to do it with defenders so that we can try them out. I did set up construction robots to help defend that base, and then I had to take down most of the defences because we're planning to extend it now. So that'll take a bit of rearranging. So let's just set it off doing the speed module 3, because that is going to be needed to do the rocket silo. I don't know if we're going to research anything else before going for that, because in theory that does end the game. I mean, not researching it, but researching, building, making enough satellites and such like to put in it, and then when we press launch, you can carry on playing beyond it, obviously, but I don't plan to. But I do want to check defenders out first. So we're hopefully going to get restocked with stuff. And I'm going to work out what we need to make them. Sorry, not defenders. The original ones are defenders, these are destroyers. So I need a speed module and a distractor capsule. Okay, that should be easy enough. Anything else I was thinking? Oh, we need to start speeding up our loading of the trains. We already use bulk inserters to offload them. Unload them, I should say. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, maybe we should, at the point where the train gets loaded, we should use bulk inserters as well. So, yeah. Plus it's much easier to make them now because all of our ingredients get restored automatically. All the basic ingredients at least. Oh, it's gear wheels we don't have, isn't it? Alright, cool. I just find it quite hard not to stand still and allow these guys to drop off the deliveries. The problem is you can often get to the point where you never get to the end of it. So you could be standing here forever, and really we probably ought to be getting on with things. So with that in mind, let me pick up some more ammunition for the next base that we are at. We don't seem to be back up to spec with railways yet. Oh, there we are. Sorry. Yeah, we are. We're fine. We're all good. Right, so we may as well do the destroyers right next to the defender capsules, which are around here somewhere. No, they're not. They're down here. So in theory we could just feed defenders right into the destroyer manufacturer. Sorry, distractors. We could feed distractors into the destroyer. And when that's done, I guess I'll want to load it into passive provider chest. But we also need speed modules. Well, those are just electronic circuits and advanced circuits, so we don't necessarily need to go to where the other modules are. We could take this feed and this feed and use that to make them. So if we just make speed modules in here, so again that's purely efficiency modules. Okay. Let's make another assembling machine for when we need it. So if I split you here, really left myself a lot of room for these things. Of course, I don't actually need that much room anymore. So I suppose I could do something horrendous again. Let's remake a couple of those. I feel like I'm going to need more traffic lights. I'm kind of thinking I'm probably going to want to set a throughway for the railways. Okay. So what we can do is if we take these up here, can go underground there. Yes, this is horrible. And under there. Then under there. But I think nope. Sorry. That ought to work. I'm just noticing that we still have a lot of these. Okay, that's actually set to go now. So the thing that's not getting made quickly enough is the distractor capsules. Which, you know, is fine. However, I can just put a load in there. So just clear the mines, because I'd like to have the destroyers right next to the distractors. There we go. So if I take this, put it there, then we'll get the mines back. Okay. And then I want to put in a request for the new destroyer capsules, and I want 100 of those. at all times. And there we go. Perfect. Right. Right, so I need those to actually make some so that we can try them. So let's start being terrible with the artillery again. And I might just have a look at Copper Mine Northeast. That was iron, isn't it, that got to go in there? So you going, and I think, is it you that needs the steel? I think it is, although you're actually doing quite well. Probably because of all the cheating we did earlier. So what I'm hoping is that we have enough to reactivate Copper Mine Northeast, if indeed it's not already active, which it may well be. But at the very least, I want to get the artillery train over there. Because this will often have a lot of stuff in it, but until it actually goes and drops everything off, we're not actually getting any benefit from it. Oh right, of course. You're stuck. This is a bit of a problem with having too much copper, which is really just another word for saying we don't have enough iron, which is the whole point of the iron mine, of course. Yes, you get going. I want to see where this leaves us in terms of artillery. Right, so we don't actually have a break here. But we were out of artillery, so we are very likely to get attacked. Just test one of these. Right, so the destroyers do hover around us, so I think they're effectively better defenders, I guess. Effectively the same concept as defenders. Planning to just have the drones as my only contribution here. Huh. Well, actually, it doesn't look like we're getting any kind of attack. I guess our base was small enough we just destroyed it. So that's good. That means this is still active and properly active now. It has spares. So hopefully that'll be okay from now on. Which is good. Okay, right. Happy about that. Come and give me a lift, even though it's a very short walk. Seem to have quite a few of the destroyers, actually. So even though it's only one capsule, I'll see it comes with 5. Yeah, so that creates 1 defender under effect. Whereas this creates 5 destroyers. They last much longer. So yeah, there's no actual reason to use defenders, I guess. So the distractors need defenders and the destroyers need distractors. Right, okay. So effectively defenders are just cut price destroyers now. Not really worth holding on to. Given that we've got a limited number of robots we can have following us at any one time. Or possibly even created at any one time. Okay, brilliant. So at least I know how to use them. So as soon as we have enough, we will use them to clear bases. I could do some concrete over here. And I also should have checked the iron mines while we were at it. Nope, they're going strong, they're fine. Could obviously have more, but what we have is working well enough. Okay, so is this just going? It is going, so it's only being limited by the speed with which we fill it in. So fair enough, I guess. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm going to get a stupid amount of iron. I'm also going to drop off some stone, which we don't need. I'm going to get these... Hang on, gone too far. I'm going to get these filled in with iron. Don't really need that much. Still, maybe there are other places that can use iron as well. Yeah, I should say so. We don't seem to have any iron coming in at all. Not there though. Here. Right. It's a bit more like it. Okay, let's drop off a rest. Because that was a bit over the top, really. Right, I think we've got a decent number of defenders. Let me drop this off. I'm out of curiosity as to what they're putting in here. Nothing too exciting, I guess. Okay, are we fully equipped? I think we're fully equipped. Let us head back down. Where is the iron train? The iron train is stuck there once again. Alright. Let me interrupt you. Let me go and check out what your problem is. And then you can give me a lift to Iron Mine far southwest while we're at it. Yeah, so we use bulk inserters all the way through for offloading. It's just the onloading that we haven't been using them for. Okay. Hopefully whatever the problem is, I can fix it quickly. Then get a very quick lift to Iron Mine far southwest and then set it back onto its original pathway. Okay, what's your problem, guys? You've got one mine that's run out. That doesn't really seem sufficient to explain this. But then, I suppose the general lack of iron mines explains it. Right, so I'm not going to worry about giving you bulk inserters, or should I? No. I'll save it for the new one. Right, take me to Iron Mine far southwest. But I need to send you to this drop-off. There. Okay, so principally, I want to deal with these guys before anything else. But this base isn't that big, so I'm kind of thinking let's attract their attention first. Yeah, I'm somewhat questioning whether that was worth it. Right. So here's a question. Do I even need the grenades anymore? I'm not actually sure I do. In fact, I'm not sure I need anything. I could possibly just run over there with these destroyer bots. Might be a little over-optimistic. I don't know, they're pretty good. Especially if I dodge a bit. Yeah, that's pretty effective, I have to say. I think I like these. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I want to make a curve as shallow as possible. I'm not sure how shallow that's going to be. Oh, right, there. Right, so that is the road leading out. But what I also want to do is have another road. So I'm going to need to remove these again. Hopefully I've got them all. So the idea is, it's not perfect, but we're going to need to enclose this, and this is going to be an actual bypass. So that means the train is actually going to have to live down here. I'm going to need a traffic light there and there. Actually, no, let's do 2. So it can get through. So then we're going to want to have a station here. That means the wall has to be here somewhere. At the absolute least. Okay. Right. Well, that gives us somewhere we can start at least. So if I... Oh, actually, well, I remember, let's drop off... Oh, we've got some railways already. Oh well, I'll drop off these 2 anyway because I'm going to need to get them replenished. So let's stock this up with lots of ammunition. Because I'm about to leave it extremely short. Because I'm going to take an ammunition feed from here. And then we're going to start putting some turrets out. I think. No one's going to be using this railroad yet. Need an underground one. Hang on. That's not right. That's going the wrong way. Oh, right. The problem is I've made the gap too wide. Ah. That's because... I've got myself confused. Did the opening correctly that time, but not the turrets. Turrets want to be lined up with these walls. There we go. It's a bit more like it. These may as well be spread out a little more evenly. Okay. definitely feel like we can do some base culling now we've got these destroyers. And let's get this iron operational. Although I'm sure I'm going to need at least one more trip back. Let's see what we can set up before I run out of resources. So we don't need to go too far here because we are building all of our stuff on this side. We do have room, don't we? Oh yeah, that looks like enough room. We should be fine. Okay, brilliant. Let's keep going. I never did look into any faster ways of doing this. There are faster ways of doing this, but doesn't really seem worth it now. Yeah, this does the job. Never been in that big a hurry anyway. Ooh. Interesting. I think I'll assume attacks are more likely to come from that direction. Even though there's a nicer, bigger base down there. That means we need something going up there. Yeah, it looks fine. Absolutely fine. How are we doing? So hypothetically, the plan would be to have space for 3 more turrets in between each one of these that we start with, so that we can scale up. Normally I would put laser turrets right in the middle. Usually I don't actually get round to putting any more in, but it's there as an option in case the attacks ever get too much. But between artillery and having the construction robots repairing things, and of course replacing mines, which we can also scatter around, generally speaking, I've never got to the point where we needed more than the laser turrets. Okay, that was unnecessary, but at the same time it's not doing any harm, so I guess I don't mind. The problem I've got here is that we're getting quite close to a potential enemy base. However, I don't think I need to go any further north, so we might be able to get away with just slipping this under the radar. It gives us a nice base to attack them from. Better get this actually active though. Alright, so we're definitely more likely to get attacked from a north. Well, actually, we are at the moment, but not in the future, because we're going to clear that area and we've got another site off to the east. So especially as we get artillery operational. That's right, isn't it? So yeah, I think attacks from the west might be more of a concern actually. Oddly enough. Oh, not quite. Not quite to the point of building the doors. Not to worry. The walls provide some protection. Okay, and if we quickly get these in place. One of the nice things about having everything refilled automatically, ooh heck. Okay, somewhere we have lost copper mine southwest. I did not expect that. Are we not out of ammunition or something? One of the nice things I was going to say about having our inventory replenished automatically is that we end up with roughly the right amounts of everything. So we tend to run out of just about everything at once. Although I'm not actually out of gun turrets, as it happens. So actually I could go a little further, having just said that. It might work a lot better if I actually put them in the right place. Okay, that's going to be my limit though, isn't it? Because I'm out of conveyor belts. But that's not bad. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. Can I make another traffic light? In fact, let's make another couple. Just to get them. So, train's going to be there. So actually the traffic light's going to have to be right at the edge, unfortunately. But that traffic light should stop it going out. And yeah, unfortunately this area is going to run out of ammunition. But there's a limit to what I can do about that, realistically. Okay. Where is the iron train? Oh, this is good. I think it might be ready to come to us next. Nope, it's just been to us. Okay. Well, that's not so bad. Means I'm technically not disrupting it too much now. But I will be disrupting it quite badly when I need to come back here, unless I use a copper train, which I might. But at some point we're going to go on a full round of iron mines and replace all of these. So we can use the fast ones to load these steel chests, but use the bulk ones, if that's what they're called, bulk inserters, to load the actual train. I should probably put some more traffic lights there actually. Let's just make a couple. Okay, so in theory we could just stand still right now and let them fill us up. I'm going to get some more ammunition though. Also, is there anything I need to drop off? I don't think there is particularly. Let's get rid of this extra copper I'm carrying. And also let's put some productivity modules, I said, in there. I can't believe we didn't have any in there already. That was a bit of an oversight. So it's just made me wonder what other oversights I might have made. Oh no, everything else looks broadly okay. Oh. Put copper in there. Don't need it though. I'm only really meant to be carrying 100. I don't seem to be ever getting rid of the excess. So let's stand somewhere near the inserters because we're going to need to make some things as we go. So I'm going to want a whole bunch of bulk inserters. I want to make another gate actually. You know, I have a feeling I should put some more logistics robots down. I really don't feel like we've got enough here. Let's go and grab some more. Yeah, everything looks good there at least. Is this logistics or is this construction? That's construction. I think logistics are down here. Just pick them up, find the nearest place to deposit them, let them go. Might also do another 50 construction robots for the main base. There we go. And we should probably check on our actual number of... Where are they? Roboports. You know, I'd never before noticed that the Roboports had names. Roboport Caslim. Fascinating. Okay. That's concrete. This is Roboports, isn't it? Yeah. Going mad. Right, I mean, I do want to set some up in the new iron mine. But at the same time, I would not object to having a bit more coverage in general. There we go. So yeah, that's most of the base covered now. How are we doing? Yeah, I still feel like I should be an awful lot closer to the transport belts and inserters. Okay, so that probably is enough bulk inserters. I'll grab one more for good luck. Grab a few more fast inserters. I need another splitter, and I need lots of underground belts, or at least a few. I think that'll do. We're certainly looking better. Looks like we're just loading up on iron. We're still very low on walls. But I think we've got just about everything else done. I don't mind, maybe I'll go dump some more steel in the artillery provider, because that takes us a bit closer to the walls anyway. If I just remember where it is. Here you are. You guys can have the iron I'm carrying, for what it's worth. So one of the nice things about the slow conveyor belts is they're actually slow enough for you to travel on, and the drones can still catch you up and drop stuff off with you. I don't know if that's true of the faster ones, but it makes a nice halfway house when I'm feeling like I ought to let the poor things catch up to me, but I still want to actually get somewhere. Of course, now it's kind of taking me in the wrong direction. Not the wrong direction, but we mostly need to head south now, I think. You see how it's quite relentless. In theory, it'll mostly stop when we're up to our requirement. It'll probably just be things like the destroyers, which we don't have many of. So we'll constantly get the odd one coming, but the big clouds like this. And this is mostly because of the walls. No, actually not the walls anymore, so it'd be the iron and the steel. So actually that should be most of it now. Okay, where is the copper train? Copper mine southwest, which by an amazing coincidence we need to go check out. Because it lost a turret. Oh, and then it'll come to Copper Mine far southwest, which is brilliant. In theory, it could pick me up from there. Although in practice, we'll probably be activating the iron mine this time anyway. So it may actually not be an issue. Okay. I can't really resist getting out here. I'll deal with the turret later. Checking that they're all okay, which you would appear that they are. Yeah. There we go. That is properly closed now. So, how far are we going to take this? Hypothetically, we could chop that in the middle. So I don't really propose to enclose the entire map. Alright, let's put some more turrets out and see where that gets us. Do nothing else today, I'm getting this iron mine working. That'll do. Very unlikely that we'll face attacks here. But still. So yeah, that's definitely the least likely place to be attacked. I think. least likely direction. Sorry, I should say. If we're going to be attacked from the east. Okay. Oh heck! Yes, I know. I know. Sorry, I was not expecting that. Right. Not quite as under the radar as I'd hoped then. Sheesh. Clearly we're going to have to move up the timetable of when we clear those bases. Let me get the gate made for this one as well. Okay, well that gives an idea of just how close you can get before you start getting attacked. I suppose I was pushing it a bit. Oh yeah. Need to move this round, and then ideally that then joins on. So if I now dump all the ammunition I've picked up in the box, wherever the box has gone. Okay, I'm guessing I'm probably looking right at it. Oh, there it is. Where's all the ammunition I picked up? Did I forget to pick up ammunition? Okay, well that's a bit annoying. Still, it's not terrible. It looks like we are pretty much fully stocked. So while we could have more items, more ammunition flying around the place, we do have enough. Okay. Oh. This is a bit excessive really anyway. Oh hey, we've got the space for it this time. I'd forgotten how many of these splitters we need actually. Still, we have plenty of equipment, so we're fine. Okay. Start to feel like maybe I should have done the mines first, really. Never mind. So now we're going to do these. Okay, so if we move... We have a mine going down here. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. It's fine. Right, so the furthest out these seem to get is maybe there. Oh, wow. Okay. Actually managed to overuse the conveyor belts again. Right, well, let's just get something, anything mining to start with. So what are we going to need? Principally these. There we go. So at least that's a start. So apart from all the other stuff that we're going to want to pick up, we should remember to get some actual ammunition this time. However, let's head back up to Copper Mine Southwest and deal with that destroyed turret. This is going to be further than I remember, isn't it? Never mind. I think the culling may have to wait till next time. It's going to be finishing with the iron mine finally setting off. Right, where's this destroyed turret? Of which I've heard so much. Here it is. See, I think part of the reason is that the ammo is getting a bit sparse. Not insanely sparse, but you know, I think it could be improved upon. Right, well, let's give him this at least. It's not much, but it's something. Right, I need a ride. Looks like you've just been here anyway. So it might be worth having books and inserts in this one. Not because we want to move the copper out of here quickly, because it's mostly stuck at base anyway, but simply because this particular bit is a block. Having said that, it might get safe enough at some point to just run a diversion through there. So maybe I shouldn't worry too much. But yeah, this is the one mine that we don't want the copper train to stay at. So it's definitely a favourite for me to drag here and empty a bit. Still, let's get this finished. So what I should do is come up with a name. Don't think Jonathan Roberts are really going to cover it. Iron mine, hang on, capital letters, really far. And join my other terrible naming conventions. Right, ammunition. This time I am not going to forget to pick up a load of ammunition. There. Perfect. Oh, that's interesting. I was wondering why the speed module research takes so long. It's actually out of purples. So what actually is that? Electric furnaces. Fascinating. Okay, and they're out of steel. Which, you know, fair enough. Lots of people are out of steel. Oh yeah, it is coming. So yeah, it's not... I'm certainly not going to worry about that, because we don't use purples for everything. So while we're waiting for it to make a load of purples, it's making the yellows and the cyans. So that's fine. More to the point, let's make another 4. Actually, I think we need 2 4 gates, 4 gate walls, whatever. 4 gate gates. That sounds a bit clumsy. Definitely need some more splitters. Need a lot more steel chests. Couple more underground belts. Tons of fast inserters. They're just crying out for those. And that's most of the stuff we would actually manufacture. Although I need to keep in mind that we are going to want a lot of these bulk inserters, because I do want to do the rounds of the iron mines with them. Ideally. Okay. Okay, so while I'm doing that, given that we're getting pretty low on time, I want to add iron mine really far to the iron train's schedule. So I guess it may as well just go on the end. Doesn't really matter. Hang on, why is it not in there? Inaccessible from current position. Oh, fascinating. Okay, I've missed something. So it comes down here, goes up there. Oh, I haven't filled in this bit, that's why. Okay. That is fair enough then. Do we have everything? I feel like we probably do. Right, in that case, we will... I guess let the copper train take us to copper mine far southwest. And we'll just walk down from there. In fact, that'll take us through iron mine far southwest, I think. So we can hop off the moving train. Probably do actually have a ton of steel furnaces in storage, electric furnaces, so we could probably massively speed up the manufacture of purple vials. Oh no, it doesn't go via that way. I'm not sure why I thought it did then. Never mind, it's not that far to walk. Let me just make a gate. Do most of the worrying about defense next time, but I'll just dump the ammunition in. There we go, that's what we needed. Once again, I'm not going to worry about that. We will put a couple of mines out. Yeah, we're already being attacked, so we're definitely going to need to see to the defences and honestly probably cull the enemy bases. Just get these furnaces furnacing. That's weird. How does that connect to that one, but doesn't connect to this one? No, no, it does connect to this one. I always kind of figured they would automatically lay lines if things were close enough. I guess not. Maybe it's following some more sophisticated method that I had not thought about. Right. So in theory this is now working, but we should always test. So we had iron mine really far, full cargo, and then iron drop off southwest, empty cargo. So I'm going to get it to come here to test that this actually does work. No reason to think it doesn't, but it's always a good idea to test things. You never know when you've accidentally left something out. At least if you're me. Maybe that's just me. Following one of the most circuitous rail routes ever designed. Just get on. And let's go to this one. So with this one in mind, it will actually naturally bring us back once it's offloaded. Bring us back to iron mine far southwest. But yeah, I think that's pretty much done. So yeah, the big thing, I mean the minor thing that we did do was reactivated the artillery in copper mine northeast, which is good because that's now got spare artillery shells, so that should be quite well protected from now on. But the big thing, of course, is getting iron mine really far up and running. So these are like kind of conjoined, and we're definitely going to have to do something about these bases, especially that one. So yeah, next time we're probably going to be looking at the defences, but this is indeed functional. So yeah, pretty good. I am pretty happy about that. Thank you very much for watching. Gone considerably over, and I will see you next time.